Early voting in Chicago is now open in all 50 wards through Election Day on November 5th. Remember, any voter can vote at any early voting site no matter where they live in the city. And if you haven't registered yet or you recently moved, same-day registration is available at all early voting sites. Just bring 2 forms of ID, one of which should have your current address. Go on and check voting off your to-do list and vote early. Go to chicagoelections.gov for more information. This episode is brought to you by Mubi, a global streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema. Starting today, catch the streaming premiere of The Substance. Demi Moore delivers a career-best performance as an A-lister past her prime, transformed by a mysterious drug into a gorgeous 20-something played by Margaret Qualley. It's a deliriously entertaining and spine-tingling masterpiece. You can start streaming The Substance and more for 30 days free at Mubi.com/CityCast. Today on CityCast Chicago, did y'all realize it's almost the end of the year? Yes, November just snuck up on us and the holiday season is full steam ahead. So the team is slowing things down for a minute to give our guide to November. It's Thursday, October 31st. I'm Jacoby Cochran, and this is what Chicago's talking about. Morning, everybody. We've got executive producer Simone Alisei in the building. Happy Halloween, Simone.
Hey, happy Halloween.
Michelle Navarro, our producer, is also with us. Happy Halloween, Michelle.
Happy Halloween.
I know we just got out a full month of listening to Thriller on repeat, watching horror movies, but we kind of got to keep this monthly guide train moving, y'all. If you are new to CityCast Chicago, we like to start off every single month with our guide, looking forward to some of the things we're excited for this month, talking about holidays coming up, traffic signs you should be paying attention to, and of course, some of the things we're most looking forward to eating. But that's not all we do here. Every single Monday through Friday on CityCast Chicago, we are talking about the stories across this city that not only matter to us, but that matter to you. Matter to the people who haven't even found us yet across the neighborhoods in this city. But we're going to get this conversation started off thinking about our best tip for November. What is something that you want to remind people is happening this month and they should be paying attention to? Simone, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, I've always got a little sky guide, sort of looking at what's happening in the
You're our weather person. You're our astrologer. You're our astronomer. You cover a lot of hats here.
It's I think it's important to keep in mind what's happening around us. One thing that is kind of related to this, but is actually a man-made thing: daylight saving time ends soon. It ends on Sunday, and that of course means that clocks are going to go back an hour. We fall back. You get that extra hour of sleep on Sunday. However, give yourself some grace. I think during this first week, it's always tough to adjust when the clock changes. It's also gonna get dark really early, guys. It's gonna get really dark very early. So be gentle with yourself, I think.
For sure. Last month, I feel like in the last few months, we've had some really beautiful full moons. We've had a couple sightings of the Northern Lights. Simone, what can we expect when we look towards the sky this month? Is it going to be dancing like it was the last couple?
Yeah, well, one thing we do have is the last of these 4 supermoons. A supermoon, just as a reminder, is when the moon is closest in its orbit to Earth. It means it's a really big moon. It's going to be just gorgeous, beautiful. So the full moon this month is on Friday, November 15th. It's a full moon in Taurus. For those of you who keep track of that kind of thing. There you go. And it is also, because every moon has a name, right? Based on, often tied to just sort of different traditions. And this month's moon is the beaver moon. So it'll be a super beaver moon this month.
Hey, this conversation isn't going to be all super moons and Thanksgiving plates. Obviously, people who've been listening to CityCast Chicago, we've been in perpetual election season, it feels like. And now we are in the last week of this voting cycle. Michelle, what are your tips for voters this November?
So I think, you know, whether you're voting early or late, it's super important to have a plan because,
Mhm.
you know, you don't want to go to the wrong polling place, especially if you moved somewhere since the last election.
Me.
That's happened to me. Yeah, that's happened to me before. And you also don't want to be stuck in lines. And so I think, you know, doing your research, go through the city's voting guides, listen to some of our election episodes for some more detailed guides on judges, on school board, and then also on referenda that you might see on your ballot. And of course, confirm that you are registered to vote. And again, no worries if you're not, because you can always do same day registration here.
Some guides that we like over here at CityCast, Chalk Beat Chicago Sun-Times have a great guide on the school board races. Block Club is covering a lot of these like hyper local stuff that you might be seeing, you know, some people might be seeing on their ballots that others aren't. You've also got Injustice Watch with their judicial voting guide, really the best judicial voting guide out there. And then, of course, you know, any of our other great publications, the Trib, the Sun-Times, WTTW, BEZ, are going to have, you know, the congressional guides, the guides to the state legislative races and things like that, that you also might be seeing on your ballot this year. So definitely take a look at those. And remember, you can take that information with you into the booth. I cannot emphasize that enough. What about you, Jacoby? You got a tip for November?
I got two tips for November. One is a mistake that I made last month, and that was disrespecting the street sweeping schedule. When you look at those signs, it says April to November. And let's be real, they hit the streets pretty depending on your neighborhood, right? It's Chicago, but I feel like April through August, they were out there regularly. I saw them. I saw the tickets pretty plentiful. And then early last month, I got towed for being parked during street sweeping, which I've gotten a street sweeping ticket before. I didn't realize, at least just because it had never happened to me, that they will tow your ass for being in a street sweeping lane. And so if you can, go to the city's website, check the schedule. You'll look at the signs and it'll say like Tuesday and Wednesday, April to November. That doesn't necessarily mean every Tuesday and Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what your area schedule is. So like check the schedule. It's the tip that saves 1,000 lives and $1,000.
Yeah, I looked up like you can look it up ward by ward and then like
Mhm.
section by section. So this is like block by block basically.
Yep,
And
I looked
like
up mine.
some blocks only, you know, ended in early October. Some of them go into late November.
I'm gonna take accountability on this one. I was not paying attention to the schedule very well. And like Simone said, some neighborhoods, it ended as early as October 11th was some people's last one. And then in some places, I'm seeing as late as November 22nd. And that's just in my ward. And so look it up. It can be tedious, but please pay attention to it, especially if you see the signs. They will get you. They will get you. And then my second one is accept that Chicago is going on full Christmas season. Full Christmas regalia is popping out between mid-November and late November. Not only are you going to see it, obviously, in like your own neighborhood as Christmas trees start sparking up the minute the ghouls and the goblins come down, but holiday light shows, I'm thinking Botanic Gardens, Morton Arboretum, Zoo Lights starts in November. Ice rinks, Maggie Daly Park, Millennium Park, November. Millennium Park Christmas tree, Chris Kendall markets. Like we are robbing December to pay November, y'all. We are going full Christmas season. And so if you love that, if this is your vibe, this is your jam, get your tickets early, right? Look up the schedules. You know, if you want to be out here doing non-Christmas things, like, you know, look, the free museum days are pretty plentiful in November as well, but just accept capitalism. Christmas is here. And the city is leaning in as soon as the clock strikes mid-November.
I mean, one thing that's nice though, if you are someone who's trying to get out and see like zoo lights or something like that, you know, it's still supposed to be. It's going to get chillier as the month goes on. You know, we're certainly going to start getting into, you know, highs in the 50s, highs in the 40s, and lows in the 30s. But it might be a nicer time to, if you're walking around outside for a period of time, then, you know, when we get to December and you don't really know, is it going to be a high of 20 something degrees where it's a little chillier? And so might be a good time if you're trying to do some of those seasonal activities that are outdoors.
I remember last year I didn't go to Chris Kendall Market just because when I would make a plan to go, I knew it was going to be packed. Like I kept hearing people talk about how it was hard to walk around sometimes. So I'm going to try my best to get there before December and also just get there on like a random weekday versus like going on the weekend. So I can just avoid the crowds and see everything leisurely.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As we transition from the spooky season into the thankful season, my word of the day is gratitude. I want to show gratitude to my family for supporting my passions. I'm grateful for all the folks who listen to me almost every day. And I'm especially grateful to my friends who always check in and let me know it's okay to not always be okay. Seriously, if it wasn't for my friends, I probably would have never taken the time to start therapy when I was younger. If you're thinking of starting therapy, let me be that friend for you and say, maybe give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let the gratitude flow with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/citycast today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/citycast. I understand there are people who are listening, including my mom, who are big on Thanksgiving. My mom has like a whole weekend spread of activities, fish fries and Thanksgiving and game nights planned for Thanksgiving. And so let's back up a little bit. Simone, what is your favorite part of the like Thanksgiving holiday season?
I think it's just the food, man. That's the food. That's what we're all here
It's
for.
It's an easy win. It's an easy win.
I want to eat. I want to eat good stuff.
Favorite thing you looking forward to?
I go out to my aunt and uncles who live out in near Elgin, and I make arroz con gandules, and that's what I always come for. That's all I want. Rice and pigeon peas. It's Puerto Rican rice and pigeon peas.
I want to take a direct shot at Block Club's Atavia and Jamie when I say I'm looking forward to the dressing and the yams. That's what I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to have them on my plate intermingling, and both of them hated either one of those dishes, and I love them both.
That's wild. Those are both the best dishes. Wait,
two of the best things.
That's wrong. Okay. Anyway, continue.
Michelle.
But we have, same for food. I mean, when it comes to our Thanksgiving, it's like half the dishes are like traditional Thanksgiving dishes, and the other half are just like Mexican dishes, which I love the little remix. We never really make turkey. We personally, my family think turkey's a little dry for us. We always order pollo asado from like Mezquite, which is like a pollo asado spot on 55th and California in Gage Park. We usually order like a platter of their chicken, and it comes with beans and rice. So those just like are added sides to our like traditional Thanksgiving menu. So that's usually what I'm looking forward to. Just like pollo asado, rice, beans, but then the mash and the cranberry sauce and the gravy.
So you're looking forward to all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I'm especially excited for this Thanksgiving because it's like really nostalgic when these two Chicago traditions happen and they come together, because it doesn't always happen. And that's the Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is celebrating 90 years, always happen, consistent. You can always expect for it to be on TV. And that goes from 8 to 11 o'clock on Thanksgiving, which this year obviously is November 28th. And then at 11:30, the Bears are playing the Detroit Lions. And it's the first time that they've played since 2021. Unfortunately, these are not your grandfather's Detroit Lions. And so it might be a hard Thanksgiving morning, and then Thanksgiving food will have to hit even better and like sort of replenish. But also, if they win in the morning and then like you get Thanksgiving Day Parade, you then get a win and you get plates on plates. Like there is no better version of a Thanksgiving Day. And I got Taylor's family and my own family. And so I'm getting multiple Thanksgiving. So if I get a win on top of that, oh my God, you're going
to sleep so good that night.
You know, if we can add another Turkey Day win, that would make me extremely happy. Michelle, what are some, not everybody is going to be, sitting at home with a plate. What are some places that are open on Thanksgiving if people want to go out to get food?
Yeah, if you're planning to, if you want to skip on the cooking or being around family, whatever reason, or maybe you're not around family, who knows? Like maybe they just don't live in the city. Some spots that are open on Thanksgiving, Marina's Bistro and Rum Bar in Uptown. I actually had Marina's Bistro earlier this year and it was so good. It's traditional Puerto Rican food. So this Thanksgiving, they're offering a 4-course dinner experience, again, with traditional Puerto Rican food. And it's open multiple times on Thanksgiving Day starting at 3 p.m. and it's $100 per ticket. Again, I thought the food was very good, but having a 4-course meal, I think for $100 on Thanksgiving, I would assume that it's just from going there, I would assume it's very delicious. I really enjoyed everything I had there. And also Fioretta in West Loop from 2 to 8 p.m. They're going to also offer a 4-course tasting menu with traditional Thanksgiving dishes and their restaurant classics. And so you can probably get a bit of both. Aside from like restaurants, if you are just looking to pick up, Virtue in Hyde Park is doing pickup if you want like a stress-free Thanksgiving and maybe you want the comfort of your home. And so the feast for 4 people includes half a turkey, gravy, mac and cheese, collard greens with smoked turkey broth. I'm so hungry, I haven't ate. Cranberry sauce, Parker House rolls with honey, and bourbon pecan pie.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that sounds really
Charlie.
good. That pie sounds really good.
I'm so hungry, I'm a faint.
I think it's a good place where if like we obviously don't know all of the deals happening around the city. We really need y'all help if you listening. Like 773-780-0246. Help us build these lists throughout the month. We will put it up on our website, drop it in our newsletter, but we need your help first. Let us know your name, your neighborhood, and maybe some restaurants in your area where people can sit down for Thanksgiving if they want to, like Michelle said, get away, if they're away from family, don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving.
Or if they just want to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, or if they just don't want to cook, want to be out the house, or if people want to pick up and take it home. If you know some spots near you, please let us know. 773-780-0246. What are some stores that people should like be reminded may be open or may be closed on Thanksgiving, especially if you got to go out last minute, get some ice, get some cups?
Yeah, so for things that will be open, stores that will be open, CVS, dollar stores like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Mariano's, Jewel's, Whole Foods will be open. Places that will be closed, and this is important for my people who love buying in bulk, Costco and Sam's will be closed. And so if you're having a large Thanksgiving dinner, you should plan ahead no matter what. But I would imagine people would be running to Costco and Sam's. Aldi, I am such an Aldi girl. And so I will make a mental note that Aldi will be closed. And Target and Walmart, though, as we know, Target and Walmart will be open the following day. But I would assume you'd want to steer clear from those spots in the evening for Black Friday. Or maybe you're one of those people waiting outside. Who knows? But those are going to be the stores that will be closed. And then another note, CTA will, of course, be on their holiday service on Thanksgiving Day, which is basically kind of like Sunday service as well. So if you plan on taking the CTA that day, kind of expect some less frequency. But we're kind of used to that, so I don't think it's going to be a problem.
What's different? It's the same thing, right?
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. I mean, speaking of Black Friday, these last couple years, I have largely ignored it. And just like, it ain't the same as when I was a kid and people was trampling each other for like TVs and Cabbage Patch Dogs. Like, it ain't the same. But I feel like this year, I need a lot of shit, y'all. So, Simone, what are some tips that you would put people on?
I mean, I think the real trick with Black Friday is, in the city, we don't really have like the proliferation of malls where you'd get the big box stores. Obviously, we have Targets, in the city, and you've got Macy's, et cetera.
And luckily, we do got a bunch of, we've got some exterior malls, Gurney Mills, Orland, yes. Woodfield.
So that's what I was going to say is like, if you're trying to get those like big box store deals, you might be better off in the suburbs, making a trek out. You can even get a hotel if you want to make like a whole night of it. You know what I mean? Like you could really go all out. I think for those of us who are trying to shop local, I would point to, I feel like small, now you have Cyber Monday, everybody's got a day now.
Yeah.
Small Business Saturday, I feel like a lot of local chambers of commerce have totally glommed onto. And like, if you do a quick search, like pretty much every neighborhood chamber of commerce is doing some kind of programming around Small Business Saturday on November 30th. So for example, in Ravenswood, there's going to be a holiday trolley. Bronzeville is basically doing like a whole little festival and tree lighting. And you're also going to probably find some deals at local shops in your neighborhood. So I would double check to see if your neighborhood's doing any programming, any deals happening, across the sort of little commercial strips in your neighborhood if you want to shop local. Jacoby, another thing folks should keep in mind ahead of the holiday is, I feel like a lot of people are cooking, but they're not necessarily baking. We have so
That's a
many
good point.
great pie shops in this city that they might want to get those pie orders in pretty early.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about two of the places that I go. I'm trying to get an apple crumble and a peach caramel pie from Justice of the Pies. Last time I went in there a couple of weeks ago, they're usually open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. She said they are extending their hours. And so check with your local bakery to see if they're extending hours, if they've set up pickup only hours, delivery only hours, because a lot of people will modify and adjust. But she said that they expect long lines, like Brown Sugar Bakery. My mom loves going there. And throughout the year, she said it's easy peasy. You walk in, place your order or give your ticket, pick up your pie or cake and you gone. But during Thanksgiving, the lines are down the block, 2 blocks long. So, pies freeze well. That's
another good tip. That's another good tip too.
So if you want to get them early, that's okay. My mom bakes like 12 sweet potato pies like a week and a half before and just freezes them. And so whether you're baking at home or you're picking up from your local baker, do it early, coordinate with them early because you're not the only one. Everybody's on it. And if you are going day of, hey, relax. The lines are going to happen. Or week of, the lines are going to be there. Be nice to the people working, relax, y'all. This is everything is packed. Grocery stores are packed. Bakeries are packed. Just take a deep breath. We can't keep going if we don't talk about the unofficial mascot of November, and that's the turkey. And Simone, we put Simone on the mission to gather up some Illinois turkey facts. We need a special corner for these things where Simone is just giving us unique produce or animal facts. We'll come up with the jingle, but Simone, take it away.
Okay, my favorite turkey fact. How fast do you think turkeys can run?
33 miles per hour.
Not quite that fast, up to 25 miles an hour.
Damn,
how fast do you think they can fly? Because they can fly, wild turkeys.
Oh, I don't know. 17 miles per hour.
55 miles an hour.
Son of a bitch. I'm
in
losing
short
that
bursts.
Price is right.
Yeah, they're quick. They're quick. Fun fact about Illinois turkeys in general. They were actually, so turkeys across the country were overhunted, and in Illinois they were eliminated. We had no turkeys in the early 1900s, and they've been successfully reintroduced and the populations are stable. But we still have a highly regulated wild turkey hunting season. And there is a spring season. There's a particular regulations around youth in the spring as well. There's a fall season if you're using a gun, and then there's a fall season for archery. And the only one of these that is still open is the fall archery season. So if you're trying to take up archery, now is the time to do it. I got a true or false question for you.
Okay.
True or false? Wild turkeys are colorblind.
True.
False.
Oh, you
They
son of a bee.
they can actually see more colors than humans can, and their eyesight is sharper. And actually, like if you are a turkey hunter, you're like not supposed to wear certain colors because turkeys can spot them really, really well. Another fun fact, turkeys have like one of the best fossil records compared
Hmm.
to other birds. How far back do you think some turkey fossils date?
Like prehistoric, because I think about chickens and dinosaurs. You literally were just talking about Kobe, how like they're like closely related, or chickens and dinosaurs share some type of DNA, and so I would definitely assume they old.
I don't know. 20 million years.
No, no, not quite that far. 5 million years ago, turkey fossils have been discovered. Okay, last question. How do turkeys express their emotions, how they're feeling, what's going on with them?
Their feathers.
No,
They shake their little turkey booties.
no. You guys know the little turkey waddle, the little thing that hangs?
Little
It
goblet.
can a little, yeah. It's called a waddle, and then the part that's on their beak is called a snood, and they change in color and size based on mood and activities. But yeah, those are my wild turkey facts.
This has been a CityCast Chicago Turkey Corner with executive producer Simone Aliseo. Every single one of our guides ends with us talking about the things we are most looking forward to eating this month. So this month, Simone, what are you actually going to eat this month, Simone?
So the thing I'm looking forward to is I think it's French onion soup season, friends. Like
Yes.
it is, we are getting deep into soup season. I love French onion soup. I think it is just so rich and delicious. And one of the spots that does it best in the city happens to be nearby at Bistro Campagna in Lincoln Square, French restaurant. So that's my pick. That's my pick for November.
I like a good soup. When I go to local market, the grocery store in South Shore over in the Jeffrey Plaza, if they have like chili and cornbread, I almost always get it regardless of when the season is, but I'm definitely going to get it next time I'm over there. I've said this before. They have surprisingly one of the best food court buffets in the city, hands down. Local market, shout out.
Jacoby, what are you most looking forward to eating this month?
I'm not gonna lie. After I got all of them turkey facts wrong, I was gonna switch it to the turkey tips over at Just Turkey, but I'm not going to. Y'all, I'm going to the Bears versus the Packers on November 17th at Soldier Field. I am extremely excited. And so what I am most looking forward to eating is one, the Adunze dog, which is a jalapeno cheddar dog surrounded by Italian beef and topped with spicy giardiniera, cheddar crumbles, and secret sauce. It's
That's
a
gonna
lot
hurt
going on
you.
there.
That's gonna hurt
I
you
don't
later.
care.
That's
I
gonna
don't care. And I don't even
Oof.
like Italian beef like that, but I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna wash that down with a honey bear, which is lemonade, simple syrup, and honey. Probably gonna throw some Quillo or some vodka in there, whichever one they got. And then I want that bear claw donut. It's a collaboration with Do Right Donuts, and it's a bear claw shaped, like an actual bear claw, like the paw.
Yeah.
It's like a donut cookie, and they got vanilla ice cream, caramel sauce, toffee pieces, and orange and blue M&Ms. I understand, yes. By the end of this, I am going to be ruined, but trust me, I'm gonna go into the game with the proper amount of munchies and hype for what I hope is a victory over the Packers at home. That's what I really want.
That's all anyone wants. That's all
It'll be the
anyone
first
wants.
time I've ever seen this rivalry game up close and personal. Shout out to the homie D McGee. And so that's what I'm most looking forward to eating. Michelle, what about you? What's on your list? What you hoping to get to this month?
This month, I'm hoping to get to Casa Madai in Pilsen. It's the sushi omakase spot on Racine, and I've passed by a few times, and I was intrigued. And then I learned that it stands out from other sushi spots because it has a Japanese Mexican take. And so they're trying to, which I think is interesting, right? Like they're bringing in a sushi restaurant in a Mexican neighborhood and kind of adding, Mexican cuisine elements to it. It's also BYOB, which is kind of cool. And they have, an a la carte menu, so you can kind of order as you want.
Looks so good.
Yeah, something that caught my eye is the 150 omakase at the chef's counter. And I haven't sat at a chef counter in a while, and I feel like I'm due for one. And doing a little, like, if I go by myself, do like a little splurge on a $150 meal, like it would be like a little treat to myself. Not a little treat, a big treat, because it's $150. But it is a 15 course situation, which I'm like, oh, that definitely sounds worth it. I would love to sit at a shelf's counter. So I'm gonna try to spin that.
Hey, for everybody listening, again, we want to hear from you. 773-780-0246. What is the thing you are most looking forward to eating this month? Put us on. And then join me in giving a huge thank you to our guest today, executive producer Simone Alisea.
Hey, thanks.
Producer Michelle Navarro.
Thanks, Jacoby.
And please send your love to the host, Jacoby Cochran. And while I got you, please head over to our website, chicago.citycast.fm. You can literally do everything in the CityCast Chicago ecosystem from this one website. You can listen to old podcast episodes. You can subscribe to our daily newsletter, Hey Chicago. You can check out our walking guides, our best food and drink list. It doesn't end there. You can also sign up to become a member of CityCast Chicago. Everybody who signed up this month during our fall member campaign, we really appreciate you doing that. Of course, I can't let you go without some good news. I want to give a happy birthday to my little sister, Jessica, aka Missy. Tomorrow is her birthday. In my household, November has always been about my siblings because then on November 3rd, it's my brother Josh's birthday as well. They're both huge Harry Potter fans, and so I got them tickets to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child at the Nederlander. So that's, I guess, another plug and reminder that that's still going on in the city. Them tickets is hella expensive. So, shout out to me for hooking them up. I want to give a huge thank you to everybody for being here. We're going to be back bright and early tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Peace.
Do you guys feel like you learned something interesting?
Yes, I did. I learned that I know shit about turkeys.
Yeah, why would you? Why would anyone know anything about turkeys?
Why would you know anything about turkeys? Names off another turkey fact.
Yeah.
Immediately names turkey fact.
Because I had to read about I needed to know. I didn't know anything about the turkey, so I wanted to know. And now I know. And now you do
you know
too.
Everything.